Well, the sustainable development goals for us, they are based on our sustainability strategy. For Anglo American, one of the things that we put a lot of emphasis on is not about just making money, which is very important for business. That is also how we make money. So in other words, there are three pillars upon which our sustainability strategy is predicated. The first one is being a trusted corporate leader. So we see ourselves as an organization that is well steeped into its own ethical values and doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do. So our approach is not to be compliance driven, is to make sure that we do the right thing as an organization, and that we engage in the kind of programs that support that kind of a philosophy and a framework. The second one is out of thriving communities. It's very important to us that we become responsible to our communities and that we leave a positive legacy to our communities. It's very important for us to make sure that our communities are empowered, our communities are self-sufficient. So we set these goals for ourselves. That is not to suggest that we have achieved all of those things, but we have an ambition, we declare our statement about what it is that we aspire or hope for. So we've started initiatives such as education in our host communities. It's a 5-year program that we've committed ourselves. And part of that program, we've got about 100 schools across our communities that we support, we've invested in, starting at early childhood development right until tertiary. Precisely because in the final analysis, we would like to see happy communities, contented communities. That's our ambition and that's our goal. Linked to that also is to make sure that we promote the health in our communities. We get involved in programs such as, HIV and AIDS programs, and also we make sure that we help our communities deal with some of the social ills. And we have partnerships, through our faith-based organizational programs to make sure that we deal with some of the intractable issues. But we also believe that through these programs, we can build trust in our communities. We improve transparency, we can engage. We don't profess to have all the answers, but we create a mechanism and an approach that helps us to be able to, our communities to feel a positive presence of us being involved, and also in turn, build a lasting social legacy in our communities. The reason why we do this, because we believe that this is right for business. We also believe that we would like to leave communities in a position that is better off than it was when we arrived there. We're also becoming more and more cognizant of the fact that mining is a depleting resource. In other words, we're not going to be there forever. So a time will come, when the resource is depleted. So what will be left of the communities? And hence we would like to make sure that communities thrive and that over time they're less and less reliant on mining. And therefore, even the way we approach our supply chain activities, we would like to make sure that we share the economic benefits with communities, either through some of supply development or enterprise development, so that over time there could be less and less reliance on mining, or even in the height of the mining activity, that the benefits are shared so that the communities can be better empowered economically. And the last part of our pillar is that of making sure that we have healthy environment. By that we mean that the way in which we mine, we deal with the kind of issues that help us to have a good impact on our environment. Again, we have a legacy in mining. You know, I'm sure you would recall things like acid mine drainage and so on and so forth. That's the legacy that we have created. We're owning up to that, and we are being responsible in the way in which we deal with that. Of course, as you can imagine, these things cost a lot of money to do. However, we are committed and resolute to make sure that we leave that kind of legacy, you know, in our communities. So today is a very important day for us, because we have also acknowledged that all of these things that we would like to do, we cannot do them all by ourselves. So we also believe that in other areas, there are people that have done things that are similar. So we would like to really look at how best we can collaborate, can work together, you know, with other role players. We also bring different experiences, different expertise, and different knowledges. And to the extent that we can pull all of that together for the betterment, you know, of our own society and the betterment of our own environment. And lastly, to say where I started with my conversation, and I said, look, there are people that are out there on the margins of society, you know, that have talent that needs to be identified and needs to be nurtured, you know, and brought into the mainstream of the social life. And to us, it's really those people that we don't want them to be left behind. And that, to us, is really what drives us, you know, to do this kind of thing. And that's what we mean when we say reimagining mining, you know, to improve people's lives. So that's in a sense what brings us to be where we are today.